Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Stacy, Personally Speaking, where my thoughts become known. This is Season 1, Episode 46 of the Journey 365 series. Today's episode is about biblical lessons, sushi lunch, and caught in the rain. Woke up at 5:20 but stayed in bed until minutes to 7. Living la vida loca? Not quite. It's Sunday and church starts at 9:30. I was up by 7 a.m. and had my devotion. I was looking forward to getting into the Word of God. One of the songs I got up singing is, "For you are glorious, worthy to be praised." Is that the title of the song? I don't know. Sometimes I would try to find the song on YouTube. At other times, I would sing it by myself. I am still in the book of 1 Samuel, surrounding Saul, the new king, and David, the new hero. After David killed Goliath, which sent the Philistine army running away, he became very popular. Too popular among his fellow brethren. Saul didn't like it one bit. Up to this point, David remained humble before God and behaved himself wisely. 1 Samuel 18 verses 15. Saul, on the other hand, became more and more consumed by jealousy as the people compared his accomplishments to David's. Comparison will consume us. Let us not get caught in that trap. After my devotions, my plan was to exercise, but it was already after 8 o'clock. I just cannot keep up with the ever-moving time. I needed to leave home by 9 a.m. to make the 20-minute bicycle ride to church. It was quite gray outside with projected showers. Still, I insisted on riding to church, hoping to beat any heavy downpour, if it should come. It didn't. The rain was misty and barely noticeable as I zipped along the roadway with extra speed. Considering I'd only eaten natto, fermented soybeans, I was certainly moving at high speeds. I was wearing a windbreaker with a hoodie over my top. Fortunately, I didn't need to cover my head. I got to church with almost 10 minutes to spare. I headed to the bathroom to cool down a bit, as I knew the sweat would become visible soon. Now I was nice and dry as I entered the worship space. I hadn't been at this church for the past 2 weeks, so there were some extra greetings and persons asked me how I was doing. It was nice to hear their concern. These days, church is a little on the quiet side, with restrictions on how loudly we should sing. I simply cannot understand some of these rules, but we are all trying to abide by them. One of the things that stood out to me was the fact that what is happening now between Hamas and Israel stemmed from the disobedience of the Israelites in the days of Joshua. God had given the Israelites clear instructions to eliminate their enemies completely, sparing nothing. But they had spared the women and intermarried with them. In doing this, they also adopted their idolatrous practices and turned away from God. There are quite a number of records of the disobedience of the children of Israel. And now, however many years later, we are also walking in the ways of disobedience. Do we ever learn? An hour later, church was finished, and we had to hurry to clear the space for the next service to begin. After talking for several minutes outside in the small parking lot, we decided, along with some other friends, to go to a sushi restaurant nearby. By now, the rain had become a much heavier drizzle, but I was going less than a minute away, so I wasn't too concerned. Lunch was delicious. I tried many new types of sushi, and I can tell you, the crab butter will not be tried again. We all had dessert after that, which is usually not something I do at the sushi restaurant, but decided to have a strawberry milk parfait. If you know me, milk and I are not the best of friends after a few hours, but it was so good. It was such a wonderful feeling to have this mini fellowship. There were 5 of us in total, a family of 3, myself, and another church brother. We spoke about many things and encouraged each other to hold on to God's faithfulness and especially His timing, which I am really terrible at waiting on. After well over an hour and a half, we said our goodbyes. I could see the rain had not eased at all, but had instead increased in strength. It still wasn't really heavy, but the wind had increased, causing the tiny raindrops to beat against me much faster as I rode my bicycle. I definitely needed my hoodie this time. And if I thought I rode fast earlier that morning, I'm sure I set a new riding record as I made my way home. Phew, what a relief! I'm still thankful that the rain hadn't come down in a heavy downpour, but the small wisps certainly left their mark all over my face, jacket, and trousers. I quickly got into something warm and made some hot tea. I enjoy drinking hot tea when it's chilly. Such a nice feeling. I did several odd jobs here and there in my apartment. How can a single person always have so many things to do in such a tiny apartment? I collapsed a few cardboard boxes and put away the towels laundered 2 days ago in an attempt to clean up my space. Don't give me that look. I've been busy blogging, recording podcasts, sharing them on varying platforms, creating thumbnails, and a whole barrage of other creative endeavors which require so much time. I have a greater respect for all creatives, especially digital creators. Still early days, but I am happy to share these brief words with you as I look forward to another day. And dinner, of course. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Remember to leave a comment and let me know what you thought about today's episode. Join me next time on Stacy, Personally Speaking.